Hello everyone, this is PKO Entertainment and we are back again. And this time we're going to talk about the premiere episode of Star Wars The Clone Wars Saga. This is a computer generated animated series that concentrates on the events from Attack of the Clones to Revenge of the Sith. I think it's like a 3-year period where we see the final stages of the battle from the Republic against the Separatists on here. And just quickly, I've enjoyed the series overall. First couple of seasons were very ordinary. We dealt very much more in standalone episodes. It's a kind of threat of the week, not too much depth, not too much kind of substantial arcs going through. For me, the Clone Wars saga it really kind of picked up season 3, and season 4, where we were dealing more with the Night Sisters, and we had Asajj Ventress, and we had Savage Opress. We had later on the return of Darth Maul. We had the kind of conflicts going on with Count Dooku as well. That was really, for me, where the Clone Wars itself really kind of picked up a lot of momentum and got a lot more interesting and a lot more in depth and had a lot more substance to it. We also had a great arc, which was, I think, the Ghost of Mortis. I hope I'm getting that right. Story arc, where we had kind of Anakin and Obi-Wan going into kind of different kind of dreamlike realm, and they were seeing visions of the past and the future. We had sort of Anakin seeing his mother again and visions. And this was really, again, where the series became much more of a darker, more mature in terms of its tone, as what you would normally not associate with Star Wars, which has always, for me, been that sort of brighter escapism, kind of good versus evil fantasy sci-fi saga. But yeah, Clone Wars went on, I think, till the middle part of its 6th season, and from what I remember, the final episode of what was when the show was supposedly cancelled was when I think it was an episode involving Yoda, and he kind of went on this kind of spiritual quest, I think, to find more about himself and the Jedi in general. And that's when the production stopped, and I think there was a kind of online campaign, a Kickstarter campaign to revive the show. A lot of people really liked Clone Wars, the production value was high, and as I said, it really got much more better in terms of its storytelling. I know Ashoka Tano is a very popular character. I think it was the end of the 5th season, if I'm correct, where she kind of left the Jedi Order after being falsely accused of a murder. Again, that was a really great story arc as well. So over time, yes, Clone Wars has really developed into this really kind of developed, sort of mature, really intelligent piece of storytelling within the Star Wars canon. But you do still get episodes that are kind of middle of the road, not very insignificant, or focusing on characters that aren't as significant. And for me, that's what this premiere was. Basically, the plot was, in an ongoing conflict, the Separatists have kind of taken over this production facility called the Anaxis, I believe, and Mace Windu and Anakin have discussed plans on how to reclaim this production facility back, but we focus more on the clones, the character named Rex, and he goes on his mission with these other clones to try and reclaim the production facility back from the Separatists. And for me, I've never been as infused where they do this. They focus on episodes with the clones. I want to see, of course, the focus on Anakin and Obi-Wan and Ashoka and Count Dooku and Darth Maul, which I'm sure will return back in some capacity, because this takes place before Rebels, you see. So that's what you have. If you're a Star Wars fan following the continuity, you kind of have to shift back to the timeline that this saga is taking place in. I loved all the roles within, Savage Opress, as I said before, Asajj Ventress, and we saw Darth Sidious get involved in that conflict later on in the latter seasons as well. So that's more the characters that I'm into. I'm not too excited when we get these kind of missions where the clones are the main characters. There was nothing wrong with this episode itself. There's plenty of action, and as we see them get involved in their mission more, and there's some antagonism shown between Rex with the other soldiers or clones that he's working with. There wasn't too much more stand out. I know this is part of a 4-episode arc, and you had that a lot, particularly in season 4 of the Clone Wars, where we're getting a lot more of a serialized storytelling, and you did get a lot of 3-episode, 4-episode arcs going through. You know, that broadens your storytelling. So I'm pretty sure as this arc goes on, that we will see kind of the main characters get involved a lot more. We'll see Mace get involved and Anakin get involved more. You know, I'd rather just have that from the start, right? I'd rather it be Mace and Anakin going on the mission and try and discover what went wrong rather than the clones themselves, in my opinion. But it wasn't a bad episode. There's plenty of action. Visually looks great. This show always looks great. The production is always on point. I think each episode roughly costs about close to $1 million to make, and you can see that visually on the screen. I mean, regardless of what you think about Clone Wars as a show, you can't deny the production values. They look absolutely great and fantastic, especially if you're watching them in HD. So, as a premiere episode, this was nothing outstanding. This was nothing particularly special. This was, I think, remaining episodes that they had left in production. This is episodes, or this season rather, it's only going to go on for 12 episodes, I believe, and I think this is the final season. I don't think we're going to get season 8. They may change their mind like they did in the past, right? When it ended in season 6, that was meant to be the end, and then they came back and brought it forward. And this was really, if we're being truthfully honest, kind of revived to propel the Disney Plus shows. We've already had The Mandalorian, and this was to further the Star Wars content, along with the Rise of Skywalker that came through in December. So this is more really to propel the Disney Plus show as to further on the saga itself of that period between the Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith, because that's what I think most fans want to see, right? They want to see that final bridge of how we see Anakin and Obi-Wan lean forward into the beginning events of Revenge of the Sith, which begins, of course, we have the epic space battle, and they're going to rescue Palpatine, Emperor Palpatine, who's been taken hostage by Count Dooku. You know, I want to see how the events lead to that, rather than the clones and the droids going on these outside missions that aren't really going to have much significance in the bigger picture if we really think about it. You know, I'm sure if you're a major Star Wars fanboy, you're going to love all this extra added material with these other characters that we haven't really seen in the mainstream canon a lot. But I you know, me personally, I want to focus more, like I said, on the main characters and how we build that bridge going forward into Revenge of the Sith. So hopefully later episodes will build on that. But as an episode itself, not bad, not terrible at all. And it is part 1, I believe, of a 4-episode arc. So this arc will develop more and become more interesting as it develops. But those are my overall thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If we do get any more standout episodes within this season, I will review them. Did you enjoy this episode? Are you looking forward to the remaining season of these Clone Wars? Would you like to see a season 8 or maybe even season 9? These episodes in general are 22 episodes long, so they did invest a lot in this this series going forward. You know, they put a lot of time and effort into making it these really protracted long seasons, some of which were filler, I've got to say. They weren't all essential episodes, essential story arcs, like I said, particularly season 1 and season 2. Again, this show didn't really kick itself forward until season 3 and season 4, in my eyes anyway. But those are my thoughts to now. Subscribe, leave your comments below, and I will see you soon, and take care for now.